Good morning, everybody. Doug Pinter with our good friend Marcel from Stanley Steamer in the house. Morning, Marcel.
Good morning.
Man, I like that red Nike getup. What's
thanks.
old Mark Coughlin doing down there? Getting you guys all geared up?
Oh yeah. He keeps us stocked up with plenty of nice Nike gear, different colors. So
Yeah.
gotta stay sharp.
I know I was texting Mark yesterday. He coordinates the Dunlap JFL. He says it's crazy busy. He finally got back to me this morning, so let me know you'll be on the show today.
Sure.
So I told him that's great because you know more about sports. We seem to get along a little bit better, and the show flows really smooth.
Awesome.
So it's great having you in. We have Peoria City Golf Championship news coming up. The Cubs are 59 and 54. The Cards are only one game back, and the Bears were on last night. So I know you mentioned you just moved into a new home and you're pretty busy doing some projects.
Correct. So yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch much of the game, but I did check Sports Center, and our new quarterback, high reviews.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's got Gannon on the hot seat up there in Chicago. You better have a good performance against Arizona next week to just help kill all that controversy. But the Bears fans this morning, I was on a couple blogs just reading up on last night's game, and boy, the Bears fans are adamant about getting this young guy Trubisky in as quarterback. He completed 10 passes in a row. He led a couple scoring drives. It was positive things in the game. But speaking of positive things, I don't know where I was going with that segue. I haven't been able to fly my W flag out front of the house. The Cubs 4-6 in the last 10 games. They came out after the All-Star break. I thought, hey, it's our Cubs. Our old Cubs are back, right?
There we are.
And now our old Cubs are back.
Yes.
4-6 in the last 10. We have people going on the DL like it's the hot spot to be. Contreras went in for an MRI on his pulled hamstring as he was trying to leg out a single to first base. Pulled up the MRI. The Cubs do have a press conference set up for later this afternoon to announce the results of those MRIs. Good news, prior to the trade deadline, the Cubs did pick up Alex Avila from the Detroit Tigers. I know Contreras, they had him playing left field, first base, moving him around a little bit besides just behind home plate. Mm-hmm. So Alex Avila from the Detroit Tigers will get some game time starting today.
Veteran, yeah.
Yeah, see if he can keep swinging the bat and pick
Sure.
up some of that energy that Contreras brings to the lineup. Contreras has been positive throughout the whole thing, saying he's going to come back healthier and stronger than ever. But such a young player hopping on the DL it'll be announced later on today.
Sure.
My anticipation is a 10-day DL, let him rehab, get some massage therapy rolling, get him back into running. Squatting, that hamstring on the back of the leg, that's going to be awfully tight, getting down in that squat position. So I think Mannon's going to have to figure out where to plug him in out in maybe the outfield or first base to give Rizzo a few more days rest. What's your thoughts on Contreras?
Well, he actually he's been on absolute fire since July or late June. So I mean, even if his bat's in the lineup and he's not behind the plate, even though he has the strongest arm probably in the whole league. Just to have his bat in the lineup right now would be an asset.
You know, Marcel, you being on the show is an asset. If I threw that out to Hoagland there, he'd look like a deer in headlights. You're 100% right. I'll give you some stats on the second half of the season. He's batting .311, 10 home runs, 29 RBIs. It's crucial to have him in that lineup.
Stud.
Yeah. He's just added some consistency, if nothing else, for the Cubs in that all-star lineup that's been underperforming all
Sure.
year, in my opinion. So, yeah, great point. We need him up at the plate just as much as we need him on the field. Hey, August 25th through 27th, the MLB's going to these retro uniforms. They're going to be colorful, bright. The logos will be modified for the teams.
Okay.
And if you got a nickname, that's what's going on the back of the jersey.
I saw that. Okay.
How cool is that? I mean, I remember Little League. We all had our nicknames for everyone. That's what we called each other. But our last name was always on the back of the uniform.
Okay.
And I think a lot of the guys, they were talking with Schwarber in the locker room about this. And he goes, I think it's great. It gives us, the players, a chance to act like kids again and,
Sure.
show the kids that it's okay to have fun on the field. And I can't wait to see what some of these nicknames are.
Sure. Yeah, it should be interesting. So.
MLB's genius. I mean, they launched these new jerseys. The spike in jersey sales will just be sky high with all these guys. So August 25th through the 27th, all the Major League Baseball teams will roll out some new uniforms for those weekend games. It should be entertaining. And, hey, another Cub on the DL. The pitcher, Uhara, 10-day DL, strain in his right side of his neck. Madden said he knew something was up when Uhara, I think I'm saying that right, as a Cub fan.
I believe so. I believe so.
Mike, am I good on that? Who cares? But he's on 10-day DL with the strain in the right side of his neck. Madden said after he walked the first couple guys the other day, knew something was up and pulled him out of the game early. So 10-day DL. Cubs sitting 59-54, hanging on to a one-game lead over the Cardinals. Man, oh man, these guys scare me. I think they're going to win the division. I really do. I think their pitching is a little bit more consistent than our Cubs. What's your thoughts?
I agree, but like I said, we have to beat those teams that are at the bottom of the league. You know, we go out and lose to the Giants. I mean, that just can't happen. Now, granted, they have Baumgartner back throwing, and he threw a good ball. So I mean, I understand that. But
Guy's fire.
But still, we have to beat the guys we're supposed to obviously stay in this race. So
yeah, I agree. We got some people texting into the show right now. Yes, we understand our Cubs are overrated. Thanks for pointing that out. The Cardinals are 59-56, one game back. They're 7-3 in their last 10, so they are just starting to pick up some momentum. They swept the Royals last night, 8-6. Dexter Fowler, we miss him in that lineup. Hit a grand slam. Put the Cardinals what seemingly felt like the nail in the coffin, only to bring up Brandon Moss for the Royals, who missed a grand slam himself by about 6 inches. So the Cardinals held on to win 8-6. 2-run ball game versus, that grand slam could have tied up, could have been the difference in the game. Rosenthal got that save. That guy is he's got ice flowing through his veins.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to have him come in from the pen for the Cubbies.
Absolutely.
What's your thoughts?
I'd agree. The Royals are a good club. They're, second place out in their division. So,
yeah.
I mean, Missouri, a little clash. That was probably a good matchup, for the league to put together. So, obviously I'm not rooting for the Cardinals, but always competitive. Always have a good club.
Yeah. When all the Cardinal fans are saying, we're not that good, I think the Cardinals are they always sneak in there. They're always up towards the top of the division. Every year it seems like their pitchers have issues, but the guys stepping up from the minors they're bringing in that from their farm system seem to pick up that slack really well.
Nonstop.
I don't see the Cardinals slowing down. Their bats are really rolling, and they have good fortune on their side. Did you see this cat attack out in center field or right field?
I read it and I saw a little highlight on it.
All right, let me fill everybody in. I did a little research on this. One, I thought it was crazy that usher got attacked by the cat, and Puig, thank goodness he didn't reach down and try to pet the cat, but the usher was scratched and bitten. He had to go get checked out. This cat was actually with a lady downtown St. Louis. I believe that's where the game was, and she took her eye off her cat for a second. The cat made its way into the ballpark out onto the field.
Okay.
There you go. Guess what the name of the cat was? Yachty. Who was up to bat? Yachty.
Oh,
so after the short timeout, they got the cat out of there. Yachty hits a grand slam. Coincidence? I don't know. I mean, I've never met a cat named Yachty or a person named Yachty, let alone have all that
I'm sure
work
there's
together.
probably a herd of them running around in St. Louis.
Every cat in St. Louis right now is named Yachty. Most popular name down there. But yeah, Yachty still holding his own. Everyone was kind of paying attention to what he was getting paid, but he's held his own this year. His performance is up from behind the plate, holding runners tighter, throwing people out. I think he's top-rated catcher in the league.
Solid.
Posey's got to be, second or third behind him?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, hey, we have our good friend Marcel in studio from Stanley Steamer this morning. Talk to us a little bit about what you guys are running into down at Stanley Steamer. What's going on with the summer? Kids getting ready to go back to school. What are you guys seeing?
Yeah, we're obviously putting out some great coupon offers out there for residential carpet cleaning, upholstery, tile. Basically, 15% off of service is a great offer that we put out there. And if anyone out there has any expired coupons, we will honor those 15% off for you. But, you know, actually we're doing a lot of fires and still restoration and pack out as well. So it's chaos, but, you know, it's a good problem to have.
You know, getting ready to ship my kids off to school next week. I'm throwing a party, balloon launch as they get on that bus. I'm not even waiting for the bus to pull away. I'm just going to start that party. But, hey, the kids are out of the house. Now's a great time to have your company come in and kind of clean up after summer, if you will.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Before fall comes in.
Yeah, kids in and out, you know, definitely. You know, just in a home the other day, and, you know, they didn't have adjoining areas, you know, so they had a tile area to a carpet, didn't clean the tile. Well, that's going to cause that other carpeted area to, you know, basically get tracked, you know, a little bit quicker than usual. So we recommend to have those adjoining areas cleaned as well. So. And
with the upholstery and the rugs, things of that nature, as we come into fall and people have those allergies, sneezing a lot. I know my son is like a 90-year-old. He's on like 50 meds. Don't even get me started about my wife and my daughter. But you know, with my son Brady, we open the windows. This kid starts sneezing right away. Oh, yeah. So we've had you guys come in and help reduce the allergens in the air just by some simple things you guys do, some preventative measures.
Absolutely.
So what's the easiest way for people to get a hold of you? What's your website or your phone number that people can reach out?
You can reach us at our home office at 309-692-1990, or you can also schedule online at www.stanleysteamer.com.
I see your guys' trucks everywhere. I know you guys are hopping all over the place.
Oh, yes.
What are these fires consisting of? Is it just someone left the stove on? What do you see as far as fires?
The last few have been actually like renters, so, you know, it hasn't even been their fault. Apartment complexes, things like that. So obviously someone else's issue, you know, whole building burns down, you know, that type of thing. But yeah, a lot of kitchen fires, grease fires, things like that.
About had one on Christmas morning, buddy. Cooked a little bacon the night before for this sweet casserole I was about ready to throw on Christmas morning. We just moved into our new home, and I had smoke rolling through the kitchen so bad I had to open the windows. I thought about having you guys come out to defumigate the place, sure. But after about 2.5 weeks, that smoky flavor kind of got out of my house. So, Marcel with Stanley Steamer, if you guys have had any issues with fires or water damage, I know I had that as well, yes. Or you have kids with allergies, things of that nature, yep. Be worth looking into some of the services that Stanley Steamer can come out. You guys are 99%, or what is that?
We remove 94% of allergens.
Which is the highest number that a company can prove to date, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so our good friend Marcel, and hey, let's talk a little bit about the Chicago Bears last night. I know you said you have some home projects going on.
Sure.
Gosh, I mean, the last time I really was into a Bears season was probably 6 or 7 years ago. Hester was the returner. They made it to the Super Bowl that year. He returned it, right? Was that like 2010?
Yes, right around there.
I don't know. But when he returned that opening kick for a touchdown, I thought, yeah, baby.
Here we go.
And that's really the last game I was into with the Bears. Now, the Bears traded up, picked up Trubisky, who had one heck of a game last night. Gannon was in, or Glennon, I apologize. He went 2 for 8 for 20 yards, 0 on his QB rating. I mean, I didn't know that was possible. I thought maybe last year the lowest I saw was in the 20s, but, you know, he threw into triple coverage. He floated one out there. That was a pick 6. It looked like some of his throws were way off target. Not so much the receivers, but it looked like he just wasn't planting himself, getting the footwork down.
$19 million. Hey.
Yeah, what's he care if he throws a pick 6? He's going to the bank. Checks are clearing for him. Now, Trubisky came in. Trubisky, 166 yards. He led the Bears on 3 scoring drives, 18 of 25, and he completed his first 10 passes. And I watched those passes. They were on the money, on time. These receivers coming out of their cuts on the corner with the cornerback right on their hip, and it was just placed on the outside. Looks promising.
Yes.
I don't want to get my hopes up because that's about time injuries start happening, but I know the Bears have that new safety, added a few people on the defensive end of the ball. Denver did take the last couple possessions down the field, 2 scoring drives to pull away with the win. The Bears took a loss last night, 24-17. But, preseason football, that's always tough to kind of measure the success when the first teams are on the field versus third line teams. That's night and day. So
usually your first half's the best half to watch in preseason. So
I am hoping maybe the Bears will put Trubisky in early to actually put him up against first line defense, see what he's actually made of. Kind of measure apples to apples, before you throw Glennon that $19 million contract under the bus.
Sure.
So
well, they've already stated they're not changing their depth chart at this point. So
at this point, but sure. I'm telling you what, there has got to be a lot of pressure on the Chicago Bears trading up, bringing in this young stud. I think the Bears should take their time and groom him into the quarterback instead of just throwing him in, see if he can swim. What's your take on that?
Well, I agree. I don't know if Glennon's necessarily the guy to learn from, but yeah, I'd say move them along slow and see. But with injuries, that happen as frequently as they do, I think he's going to definitely get a shot this year. I mean,
speaking of injuries, Trubisky's style of play is getting out of the pocket, scrambling. Last night he scrambled for a couple first downs. Yeah. His slides were not textbook by any means. I mean, it was more like a tuck and roll type situation.
Right.
It wasn't pretty, but I think they'll continue to develop those skills. But
sure.
He said after the game he was really happy to see his progress. You can just tell he's extremely confident in his ability to perform on the field against the best players in the world. And he made some great passes last night. So if nothing else, the Bears got a new running back. Solid, no turnovers last night from the running back. The Bears, let me run through a few stats. And if I didn't tell you the score of the game, I think all of us would think the Bears walked away with it. Total yards, Denver 281 to the Bears 363. Bears, if you break it down, passing 190 yards in the air, 173 on the ground. Much more balanced attack. Time possession, Denver had it for just shade over 27 minutes. Bears over 32. Turnovers, though, is the key factor. Bears had 2 key turnovers to Denver not coughing the ball up once. First downs, 23-14. Bears were favored in that category. So, I mean, yeah, you can kind of see the numbers don't tell it all because the Bears still chalked up an L.
That's a classic Bears stat line right there.
Hence the reason I haven't been into a game since like 2010.
Sure.
Third downs, the Bears were pretty efficient, 6 of 14. And they ran 73 plays from the offensive side of the ball. So those numbers are up a little bit.
Sure.
I do think the more they can efficiently run that ball, it will open up the passing game, increase the time of possession, allowing the Bears I think we'll see a lot more close games down the stretch this season instead of the Bears just getting blown out.
Yeah.
Primarily just time of possession. So, again, if you're tuning in a little late, Bears took their first loss last night, 24-17. Glennon, 2 of 8. Trubisky causing controversy up in Chicago. Are you much of a golfer, Marcel?
I'm not.
No?
I grew up playing baseball. I just couldn't get the baseball swing out. Obviously, a little work. Maybe I can contact you, give me a hand. But
I guarantee you're already better than our friend Mark.
Oh, okay. All right.
You're a lefty?
Yeah.
Well, that's the first problem there. Hey, PGA Championship underway. Spieth is chasing history. He's trying to bring home the Grand Slam. What is the Grand Slam? That's to win the Masters, the U.S. Open, the PGA Championship, and the British. The only one Spieth doesn't have the trophy of is the PGA. It's a coveted trophy. You're talking Nicklaus, Palmer, company of that nature. Tiger Woods is the last one to do it. So, prior to him, I believe, was Nicklaus. I would have been about 9 years old, so about 87, Nicklaus did that.
Okay.
And then Woods just brought it home maybe around 2008, 2009. So Spieth is chasing history. He's got some work to do. He's +1. Drove the ball. He has been driving his golf ball a little bit more consistently, which is what he'll need to do for a victory here at the U.S. Open. He's only 5 or 6 off the lead, so it's very attainable. The pins yesterday, the course got heavy criticism for firm greens, tough pins. That just makes for very difficult scoring conditions. The rough is awfully tall and thick. The players, I think, look at the U.S. Open as one of the toughest challenges of golf, and they said the PGA Championship is right there this year with the course conditions. So Spieth +1, chasing history. Tune in later today. He's got a heck of a threesome he'll be playing with. I think they tee off around 11:15. Can't read my note there, so we're going to go with the leaders, Olesen and Kisner, -4. Koepka, he always plays well in these majors. He's sitting at 3 under. D.A. Points, local boy, shot 3 under. He was 1 under through 10, so finished up with a couple birdies on his way in, so nice round. D.A. at -3. And you got Ricky Fowler, another notable player, at -2. So if you're bored, you need to take a nap, turn on a little PGA golf this weekend, and find out if Spieth can chase history and bring home the Grand Slam. We have our good friend Marcel with Stanley Steamer in studio. We were talking just a little bit ago about how you guys are keeping busy with fire restoration and water damage, things of that nature. Coming into the fall, getting those kids out the door, and you want to do a little spring cleanup coming into the fall, give you guys a call and have you come out, take a look. What do you guys typically do for appointments when people go online to schedule their appointment on your website? Do they just click how many rooms they have, carpets clean? What's that look like? Is it very time consuming or pretty easy?
No, it's very easy, simple to navigate through and to get the order. They actually see the scheduling live for what we see, so they can schedule same day, next day services, you know. But yeah, they see the same availability we do.
Nice.
In the office. So.
How many trucks do you guys have and employees over there at Stanley Steamer? Because, again, I see your trucks everywhere.
We're right now at about 35 employees, field employees, and we're running anywhere between maybe 10 to 13 trucks on average. So.
Well, man, it seems like you have 130 trucks because everywhere I turn, you guys are coming out. I know you guys are doing a restoration project for my friend Amanda, totally redoing her kitchen for her. And,
okay.
She's extremely happy with the progress.
Awesome.
She was gone a few days, came home, and you guys made great strides. The thing I like about your employees, Marcel, it's not just because we're buddies, I'm being honest, is when you guys came into my home, I've had water damage, unfortunately, but everyone was very cognizant of, you know, how it affected my family, ruined some of my kids' stuff. So, I mean, your guys were like genuine. They took time to tell my kids, hey, it's all right, no worries, we're going to get this fixed up and dried out, and you guys will be back to new in no time.
That's most important. You know, you need to take care of the client or, you know, a customer best we can and walk them through the steps, you know, every step of the way. So.
And I know when we had water come through, it kind of broke the seams in our ceiling. And again, we just moved into our brand new home, and it really deflated my wife, but you guys came back and checked the ceiling 3-4 times. Mark called me himself. And he stopped by and he's like, yeah, they did really good work. We couldn't even tell. So you guys were extremely thorough. And when the owner comes out to check your guys' work, it speaks a lot about what you guys do down there at Stanley Steamer. Yeah, Mark, our good friend, he's not able to join us. He's coordinating the Dunlap JFL. He doesn't have much hair to lose, so go easy on him, kids. He says the first week of JFL is the craziest, just trying to sort them out and get to know the personalities.
Sure.
The thing I love about, you know, hanging out with Mark, I rope him into coaching our son's baseball team every single year, and he curses me a little bit because it's his time to get away maybe before the Dunlap JFL to do a little fishing and get his mind right. But he's always such a joy. And every single kid in the Dunlap area comes up, hey, Coach, how you doing? And they show a lot of respect to Mark, and I think Mark loves that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we actually have a few employees over the years that, you know, he coached in JFL that are now, you know, going on to college, so they come and work for us for the summer, and, you know, the relationship he has with those guys, you know, it's obvious, you know. So, yeah, they respect him even later in life, so that's awesome. And
I love it. My daughter does cheer for Dunlap, and, I mean, Mark, he just loves to have a good time, right?
Oh, yeah.
So he's up in the PA booth just grabbing the mic and singing these peanut butter jelly sandwich songs. I'll try to get a video of it, and we'll play it on Daily Energy next time you guys are on. Hopefully I can capture some footage. But just he's a joy to be around. He gives back to the community, and he's really quiet about what he does. He's not looking for the spotlight. So he's probably a little upset I'm bragging him up a little bit, but I'm extremely proud of my buddy Mark Coughlin with Stanley Steamer for all he does giving back to the community. speaking of giving back to the community, I want to do a little selfless plug. Anytime Fitness Peoria. I apologize, I'm going to my calendar for this, but Saturday, August 19th, we are raising money for American Cancer Society. If you go to the American Cancer Society website, you can register for a 20-minute slot to walk or run on our treadmills. It's going to be from 4 to 7. We're going to have a party. We're going to have some hors d'oeuvres, cocktails after you get off the machine.
Absolutely.
Yeah, unless you
safety first, right?
Yeah, unless you need to load up on some carbs before you burn them off, then we'll get you a couple Budweisers. But you can go online, AmericanCancerSociety.com, click on the Peoria Relay for Life link, and you can purchase luminaries that we'll have inside. We're going to honor a cancer survivor. She's a member of the club. She's raised, I think, over $1,000 herself for this event. So please come on out, show your support for the American Cancer Society that we're hosting at Anytime Fitness on Saturday, August 19th from 4 to 7. You do not need to be a member. There's no age restrictions on this. We just want to raise a ton of money for the American Cancer Society.
Awesome.
So, Marcel, what's your day look like today? I appreciate you taking time out. We got about 3 minutes left.
Well, just basically need to get some of this paperwork off my desk and get it pushed through. So, Fridays, is usually our end of the week, and getting everything dialed in. And unfortunately, I have to work Saturday, so I'll be there tomorrow. So it's not the end of my week here today. I got one more day to go.
You're even working Sunday on all your projects around your house.
That's going to be over soon, very soon.
Famous last words. And then, well, when you get into construction, sometimes you run into things. But
oh, yeah.
Wish you guys the best of luck getting your projects done and getting caught up. I know when I was down having lunch with Mark the other day, stopped by your office, you got a lot of autographed memorabilia in there.
Oh, yeah.
Who's your big guy you follow? If you could meet one person in the sports world, who would that be, Marcel?
I would, oh boy, tough question. I probably have a few. Maybe Seth Curry. I'm a big fan of Seth.
Are you?
Or Steph, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Yeah. You're a huge fan. You call him Seth.
Yeah, well, that's his brother's name.
Oh, I got you. Just busting your chops. 5-year, $201 million. What's your thoughts on the amount of money he's making?
I'm wondering if the NBA prints their own money. I mean, where's all this money coming from? But hey, absolutely. So I mean, if that's within line, I mean, he's been productive and been probably underpaid, in terms of, what other players have been getting. So he was definitely up for that max contract. I should have said Cutler was my guy to meet.
Jeez, Cutler. Oh man. Who's he going to?
He's Miami. Yeah. I was waiting for you to say something about him. No, they're going to the Super Bowl. That's my prediction.
Oh man, Marcel's been drinking already. He just projected that Cutler's going to make the playoffs with Miami. Miami's defense pretty solid. I don't know if Cutler can do it. He's good friends with the offensive coordinator, correct?
I think Gase is the head coach down there, I believe. Yeah,
they have a relationship.
That was his best year. So
yeah. Hey, I would say Michael Jordan myself, but back to your point on Golden State, I do think they did announce to the ticket holders that prices going up, but ticket holders I think are happy to pay that to see a winning club on the court. I know I would rather pay a few extra dollars to see a winning team instead of our Chicago Bulls. It's going to be a long year. Boy, you think the Bears stink. Wait till you Bulls season fires up. Hey, it's good being back in studio. Mike, great seeing you over there, buddy. Appreciate everyone filling in for me while I was gone. We have our good friend Marcel filling in for Mark Coughlin with Stanley Steamer here in Peoria. If you have any house cleaning needs or fire restoration, make sure you check out their website, give them a ring. My name is Doug Pinter on Daily Energy. Have a great weekend, everybody.
PeoriaLife.com